You've got one strand of hair.
Like that one.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Leave Peter alone. Okay.
Is he called Peter?
Yeah.
Genuinely?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, we are Walter and Zoniel. We're artists. We work together. We create public installations and physical artworks, and we work together in this little bubble, and we spend the whole time together, and I'm sure that's something you can all relate to now that we've been through lockdown.
Yeah, so we're bringing you another little video diary inside this little bubble, square bubble. Yeah, to talk about the project and what inspired us and hopefully what's inspiring.
So the project that we're working on at the moment is called A Simple Act of Wonder, and that is about connectivity, and we're using the themes of joy and utilising colour and surrealism to celebrate this element of connectivity. It's set in Brighton, in these two different areas of Brighton.
Yeah, so we're set in Moulsecoomb and Bevendean, which is a little suburb on the outskirts of Brighton. Fabrica Art Gallery, which is in the heart of Brighton. It's about connecting these two spaces geographically, also connecting people generally. Yeah,
the element of connectivity has obviously become far more magnified in this time, and that is an element that we really kind of enjoyed celebrating and found a lot of inspiration from when we went through the first process of being there and seeing like what we would draw inspiration from in this environment. I mean, one of the very first things that we found inspiring, apart from the fact that it's public artwork, I mean, we find public artwork, creating public artwork, very inspiring because we are firm believers in art being for everybody.
Art is for everybody.
Art is for everybody. It's totally for everybody. And it's not something that is a kind of mythical beast. It's something that everybody can connect to in their own way, and your way to connect to it is like no more or less valid than somebody else's way to connect to it. So for us, making public artwork is a really important part of our practice because it's something where people can connect to it on the street, in front of their own home, or somewhere that they feel is important to them.
It can even be on their own home.
It could be on their own home. And so the very first thing that struck us, the kind of points of inspiration.
The amount of kind of community groups we met, there are tons of community groups, which spoke volumes really for the area of Moulsecoomb and Bevendean itself. And within these groups, there was lots of creativity we had there, you know?
Yeah, and physically, there was an element that inspired us. So on our first physical visit to Moulsecoomb and Bevendean, then it had this real sense of being like an amphitheatre. It's a suburb of a city, and all the buildings are built mostly between the 20s to the 50s. So it's an estate like that. So it's the buildings, the architecture, things that will be very familiar to anyone who knows.
There's a lot of repetition, but it's based on this valley. So the houses are tiered upwards, and then within one section of it, there is a massive green space, which then inspired us to want to inject some colour into the space.
Yeah, exactly. So it has this kind of like quality of being like an amphitheatre. It kind of feels like buildings are on exhibition, and that in itself was very inspirational as how we could create an artwork that was in this physical environment that would have an impact in the most kind of joyous and impactful way.
And then this would then thus be reflected also in Fabrica.
Absolutely. So this is just talking about the Moulsecoomb and Bevendean side of it, and there are multiple different aspects to it that we'll go into.
Yeah, which we'll go into in the next videos.